Oh, bear with me. Oh my god. Yeah. Baby vomit. Baby vomit. Hey everyone, hope you're well.
And hello from me as well.
So I've got a bit of an interesting one for you this week. So it's a bit of an update on where we're at and a few things that we've been doing as well. A couple of alterations to the ways our business is run and sort of the support mechanisms that we are putting in place as well to really reach out and make a difference within the community and things like that. So first up until recently, we had our own website which was hosted for a store. We've moved across now, for any of you eagle-eyed viewers out there, across onto an eBay store. And the reason for this is we just wanted to have more control over the customer experience, the shipping times, everything else. So any of the stock now that we have on our eBay store is all stocked here. We have it on site and ready to go. And we just much prefer that. It just feels just so much better.
Yeah, and obviously there's the odd sort of technical glitch as well on the website, wasn't there, which just made us think that we'd rather just have something that we know is reliable and also familiar to people and comfortable. And we know that obviously eBay, the protections it provides for customers, might provide that peace of mind to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, one of the things that people might be wondering is why we've also got a shop. Obviously our mission is to be able to support families and parents experiencing issues just in general in terms of parenting, but also with regards to things like trisomy, and that's based on the back of what we went through last year and the beginning of this year as well. So the question kind of gets thrown around a bit of why do we have a store, and the long and short of it is that is ultimately then any profits that we make from that go back into Mosaic and Cloth for us to be able to support people and to kind of give us that time back so that we can actually do that, because ultimately we have to fund ourselves and that so we can survive and eat some food.
Yes, because you know, we work very long hours anyway, so it's just basically we're trying to devote as much as what we can to this cause, but obviously that's really, really difficult with all the other pressures that we have as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, you know, kind of to clear up that question, that is one of the reasons we have the store as well. It's not necessarily to kind of give us extra work or anything like that. It's basically so that we can fund this and the work that we're doing and be able to put some more time into things like fundraisers.
And I think the other reason of having the store as well is we're really aware that there's certain things we're passionate about in terms of more eco-friendly living and things that make family life easier that we've tried and tested, and we want to be confident that we're providing good quality products as well. So pretty much everything on the store we've tried ourselves, haven't we?
Exactly, yeah, we like to be able to test it all out, and ultimately it's all about eco-friendly living, kind of taking that, I suppose, impact of parenting that has such a huge impact on the environment and everything else, and be able to research that, find out more, and help more people get onto it as an affordable way of living and as an eco-friendly way of living as well. So
yeah, and we recognise that that's not for everyone, and that we'll have followers who are not necessarily into the whole eco side of things. And to be fair, if someone asked me a year and a half ago if I'd be using cloth nappies, I'd have probably laughed in their face and been like, oh, that's disgusting, why would people use cloth nappies? And so part of me feels quite passionate now that because we love them so much, and obviously there's the environmental benefits, that we want to help other people on that journey. If that is something that you're interested in, we want to make sure we're doing things the right way. So what we do is that also we've had people contact us about how to use cloth nappies, and we've provided feedback on that as well, and things we find helpful, and say like things like how the different materials work, different types of nappy. And so if there's something you like to look up but you think, oh, I don't know quite how that would work, we also welcome you messaging us and asking those questions too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's sort of the store and the change of setup there, and obviously we can have all of that linked all over the place and the reasons behind it. But some other changes that we've made recently, one of the first ones that we put out there was the ability for people to get in contact with us, so we can set up calls and video calls and support people through, I guess, any of the questions they've got regarding sort of like prenatal testing and all of that. And so far, you know, we feel it's been successful so far. We've had a few people reach out to us, and it's been really rewarding being able to support people through that. So just kind of a reminder that that service is there. It's completely free of charge, and
we're not bothered in like a bad way at all, because some people message saying, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, and they'll send me these messages thinking that I'm going to like not want to talk to them or something, but actually that's absolutely what we want to do. That's what we're here for. I welcome people messaging, so don't ever think, if you're going through that stressful situation, don't think that you're going to be bothering us by sending us messages. Just send us some messages and we'll help however we can. We'll be transparent that we're not medical professionals. There's obviously limits to our knowledge, but you know, having gone through the emotional side of that experience and become more familiar with some of the practical side of things,
Yep.
we do feel that there is something that we could offer as well.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's not even down to like prenatal testing or anything you kind of showing up as a red flag on your tests. It's we understand at the moment lockdown and all the stuff that's going on in the world is limiting and it's isolating. So if you just need someone to talk to in that respect, regardless of who you are, at what point you are in your parenting journey, if it's pregnancy, if it's post-pregnancy, anything like that, again, that's something that we're here to support with, and we're more than happy to set up things like calls, video calls, if it's helpful to anybody as well, things like group calls in the future as well. We've done a lot of work with Soft UK, and they do some really fantastic work kind of joining up families and stuff like that. So anything that our audience feel that would help them, if it's...
I mean, one of the current things that we've sort of been interested in is actually because basically the day I went on maternity leave, lockdown was announced. We've been really following some of the issues that have come up in terms of the government petition to consider the implications for pregnant women and women on maternity leave with COVID and what that impact is. And so it's obviously a dilemma that we're also in, isn't it? Because we've obviously been very limited in terms of the maternity leave, what we can do, and it's very, well, I wouldn't say very disappointing, because obviously we've got a healthy baby and that's fantastic. But it is disappointing that actually we had these plans, and having always been passing in the night and never seeing each other because we work such long hours, it's quite frustrating to be in a situation where we're seeing each other, but we can't do any of these things we've always spoken about doing in terms of days out and seeing people and going away and all these once in a lifetime things that we've always thought that we might get the chance to do with me being on maternity, and you now working
suddenly blown out of the water.
Yes.
And it's even things like parenting groups and stuff like that. All the things you took for granted, maybe like in our first pregnancy when we had Logan, it's very much a case of, we're going to go to do these groups and we're going to do this, and you socialise and meet other parents, and we completely understand that's just not on the table at the moment. So any kind of virtual groups or any virtual settings you'd like to see us try and set up, then let us know, and we can obviously do that within Mosaic and Cloth, and also pass on those sort of things over to Soft UK as well to see if there's any way that they can accommodate it. So there's ways and means, and that's ultimately what we're here to do and what we're here to support.
Yeah, because I think the thing is, even for any parent, I mean, obviously when a child has complex needs and there's more subtle things going on as well, that can add another layer of difficulties. But generally, this is a really tough time to be a parent, isn't it, with lockdown? Because all those things you take for granted, like being able to see other parents, even just being able to get a babysitter in, or just have your children stay over with grandparents or aunt and uncle or whatever, with these limitations in terms of it now being like groups of six and various things again, and it being sort of sliding back to the more limited way of being, that just simply isn't an option for so many people, especially those who are self-isolating and certain people don't have a choice when there's underlying health conditions, and that limits things even more, but you don't want to be taking those chances. So it's a really pertinent issue, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Certainly one that's close to our hearts.
Yeah, definitely. So anyone who's watching this or anybody you feel that could benefit from this, pass on the message. That's what we're here for, and it's something that we're going to be soldiering forward, and we really, really, really want to be supporting the community going forward in bringing this to life. Had some people reach out to us already, and it's been welcome. We absolutely love it. We love being able to support people and help them through it. So no matter your issue, no matter how small you feel it is, get in contact and we can see what we can do. Support groups and stuff like that, something that we're definitely looking into getting set up as we go forward as well. So this is a transition stage for us as we build this company and we build the support that we can possibly do. So any ideas that you have, fire them our way, and we can look at doing that, and we can look at setting things up, something we're very passionate about doing. Which kind of brings us on to the next point, which is another change that we have done. So what we've recently done is we've set up a Patreon page, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with Patreon, it's a page for creators to put on their content and their work, and people can support them. And the reason we've done this again is going back into it is to support us having more time and availability to dedicate to Mosaic and Cloth, to dedicate to supporting people and families and setting up things like these virtual groups and virtual meetups and everything else. So please, hit that link, go check it out. So what we've done is we've combined some of the stuff that I do. So on that page, you will now find some of my books, which you'll be able to download. I'll be doing some audio books as well as we go forward in the future, which will all be inclusive in any of the packages that you go for. And we're also going to start doing some podcasts. So there's a podcast that I do with my business partner, which is all going to be dedicated to technology and gaming. So for all you tech and gaming enthusiasts, I'm sure we'll have some of those in the audience. That will be available through Patreon. You'll also be able to get it through other channels as well, but on Patreon it'll be completely ad-free. And we're also going to be doing a podcast soon as well, which is going to focus on parenting issues and this stuff that's going on, and things like you mentioned earlier with regards to just the climate and stuff that's happening as well, which again will be on our Patreon page and other channels, but through Patreon it'll be completely ad-free. So, you know, it's just a way for us to kind of support the business going forward and for people to really get engaged in the fan base, but also we'll be able to give back to you within that as well, and just any sort of creative stuff that we do, and all of these different things kind of knit it together so that it's like a complete package. And that any support that we get through that goes back into this business to allow us to support families, to support parents, to support anybody who's going through these sort of things, and just allows us to have more time to do that. You know, we had the Sing for Soft recently as well, where I did a live sing along, and quite a few of you joined on there, and we raised some money for Soft UK, which was fantastic. So we've got some sort of stretch goals within Patreon, which, you know, the first one that I've set up is to potentially do a charity single, which we'd then set up, put for sale, and any of the proceeds for that would go to Soft UK. So there's all sorts of little things there, and, you know, kind of a plug there. Anyone who knows any musicians out there who'd be interested in doing a collaboration for that to bring to life a charity single, get in touch so we can do that.
But not me, because I can't sing.
No, definitely not. We're not having any backing vocals from this one.
Although Logan likes basically.
Yes, our eldest loves her singing for some strange reason. So that's pretty much it from us today. And again, as I said, this is an ever-evolving venture for us. There's so much for us to kind of learn and get used to, and there's so many things that we want to set up, and it's just about finding the time and ultimately financing some of those things as well. So if you have any ideas at all, or anything you'd like to see from us, fire them our way. If you're somebody out there who does want to get in touch with us for some support or anything like that, like Sarah said, we aren't bothered at all. It's not a pestering thing. It's something that we're reaching out for you guys to get in contact with us. So if you need that support, let us know. Get in contact through our various channels, and we will do everything that we can to help you out.
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you very much for watching this. Obviously hit like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're watching it on, and we'll be back shortly with some more stuff as well. Check out the Patreon page. Make sure you share these posts with anybody who needs it or anybody who'd be interested, and we'll be back soon. So ta-ra for now.
Bye.